Hello everybody, back here again for another vlog a day, and today was Sunday the 31st, and today was a gorgeous day outside, absolutely beautiful. I had a handful of things I had planned that I was going to be doing today, and I decided to scrap them all because the weather was so damn beautiful, and we have not had just gorgeous weather like this much lately. So, been having a lot of overcast, a lot of rainy, a lot of crappy days. So I decided to spend virtually the entire day outside. Got a couple things done here this morning, nothing major. Took off for my run pretty early. Not, I guess, real early, but before I got much else going on, took off for my run. Decided to go ahead and get that out of the way. I did not go real far because I can run in the rain, I can run in bad weather, all that crap. And I decided I wanted to do a bunch of other stuff outside instead. So got back from it, got cleaned up in that a little bit, not much, so I didn't get too bad on the run. Decided to mow the yards. I've got like 4 yards I mow. Not really a big deal, but got those knocked out. Had a good time with that one. Just got the riding lawnmower fixed up. Finally, it's running good. Ball joints are both replaced now, so it's steering well, all that good stuff. Raked out some rocks out of my yard from where I had the skid loader, trying to shave down part of the alley in that, and there were some big rocks that were kicking up, and I couldn't mow around that, so I got them all kind of raked out of the way and loaded up in the wheelbarrow, dumped off into a low spot that I'm trying to fill up with just bricks and whatnot, whatever. Dug out some old sidewalk out in front of the next door house that my empty house I've got, just so I don't have to have crappy neighbors. So went ahead and dug out a couple of those. Dug out the top couple pieces and moved on to the next one and realized there was a piece that ran underneath it. So I don't know. Apparently when it sunk down in, they just poured more concrete on top of it instead of raising it back up, backfilling it. So it's kind of strange when there. But a big pile of sidewalk out there. I got to decide if I'm going to try and repurpose it, and basically just because it was sunk in way deep, a couple of them were busted and sticking up, and I couldn't mow over them, and a lot of that issue I was just trying to clean up a little bit. So I'm not sure if I really need the sidewalk where it was going, because this house and the house next to it, the one I just tore the sidewalk out of, had sidewalk that went out about 15-20 feet and stopped in the middle of the yard. Went nowhere, just came straight out, and they need to go to the sides towards the driveway. So if they both would head south, they'd head to the driveways. I don't know what the heck they were thinking, but I was running at 20 feet out, 15 feet out from the house, what the heck it was. So I'm going to pop both those out, I think. I think I'm going to go buy myself a concrete mixer. And instead of having a concrete truck deliver concrete and pour the forms out, I'm going to go buy a mixer, I think. Mix my own Quikrete up, whatever, in the concrete, and then actually start pouring my own sidewalks. Just one, to see if I can do it, I guess, is like a learning curve. And two, I'll have the mixer for many other projects as I go. And there's a few things I wouldn't mind doing. I wouldn't mind making like some concrete stepping stones and different little things here and there to work with. So I keep hoping I'll get some more dirt so I can backfill all these holes. I've got low spots in areas, but I have not got access to that because the dirt pile that I have access to, the skid loader the guy uses, is stuck down in the timber. It's been too muddy to get it up out. I offered to go pull it out with the truck. I'm talking to a friend of his, so, or actually be like a, I don't know, cousin-in-law or where the heck it'd be, so a family member of his. So I'm having to talk through somebody else. So I told him, I said, hey, as soon as it's dry enough they can get out there, I'd love to get some more dirt. Got some dirt so far, but I definitely could use about another 5 more loads, I think, of it. So, and he's wanting rid of it, so he's got to get the thing back up out of the timber and get it loaded up. So with the rain been having, it's not been the case. So went ahead, like I said, got the concrete out of there. I got to decide, I might try and repurpose it and maybe put it in. I've had good luck in the past of putting chunks of concrete down in my drive when I widen the drive out to make myself like landing pads to park my vehicles on, and I might do that. I might just throw it down in the one ditch I'm still trying to fill up and then backfill it with dirt around the stuff. So a bunch of things. Just, it looks so much nicer out there just with it's a little bit of a low spot right now where I took the concrete out, but it's still, I don't have to worry about tearing my blades up on my lawnmower. That's going to be nice. Threw out a little bit of like a chunk of picket fence, kind of looks like birdhouse and stuff. Stuck it out in front of the empty house also. Did a bunch of just general yard work, trimmed up some trees and that. Rebuilt the ramp to my little shed. I've got a new idea for that too. Get my lawnmower in and out of there easier. I went ahead and got rid of a bunch of just my old scrap wood that I've been kind of hanging on to forever. That I kept thinking it had a purpose. I was going to find a project for it. Stuff's been sitting around there for way too long. Not anything with it at all, so I scrapped that out of there. Burned a bunch of that. Had a couple of projects I'd built that just didn't quite turn out the way I wanted them, so I burnt those up too. Just to get them out of the way. I kept thinking to haul them off the landfill, but that's just wasted money I'm going to spend, and I can just burn them. So got those all burned up. Had a big painted glass that I was going to try and use for something else. It got busted in the process of taking a project apart, but I might go buy myself a glass cutter and save chunks of it, or I might just throw it all in the landfill. I don't know which I'm doing quite yet exactly. So haven't made it up, but right now it's setting up out of the way. Got a couple things I don't know, a couple other projects I've got planned out, but like I said, I didn't want to be stuck in the garage all day doing that, so I was doing a bunch of stuff around and running there and pull some stuff out. I got rid of a couple areas that I cleaned up, rebuilt part of my lumber storage rack that I didn't build enough shelves in my lumber storage rack when I built it, so I had them stacked up too high on each shelf, and they'd fallen off a while back. Luckily, only a few pieces fell off, so it wasn't too bad. It was more poor planning of the stacking than anything else. So I put a couple more of those in there, so I don't have to worry about stacking so much up at once to get to things. It's gonna make that a lot easier in the process. Also moved my sandblasting cabinet up against the one wall and cleared out some space there. Still got to find room to put my toolbox up against a wall somewhere. Don't know exactly where I want to put that yet. There's some possibilities. I might be moving all that stuff to a different, whole new shop. Still haven't worked that out completely yet, so in the process of trying to figure out how that's going to go and if there's going to be a new shop in the future or not. If there is, there's some things I want to do to that shop before I even move into it. One thing is I want to coat all walls. I want to just put it in like a light gray or maybe like a white or something to kind of just get rid of that nasty, just the old shop wood feel. I wish I'd done it to this garage here before I started packing crap into it. I didn't. So if I don't get the new shop, I'm going to probably have to do that. I'm just going to pull some stuff out. I got so much crap in here that if I don't rent a storage unit, I'm going to be screwed. I'll probably just pull one wall off, paint that wall, pack it back in, and work my way around the garage all the way through. I also need to put a new garage door on this door of this building that I have right now if I don't get the new shop. So we'll see what happens there. Won't know the new shop thing for a little while, but it's a slow going process. So trying to figure it all out and go from there. So, but I felt good about the way I did here. Like I said, I cleaned out a bunch of stuff, swept out the floors. Just the shop gets a lot of leaves and stuff in it this time of year, especially. I keep the door propped open about 6 inches. And I keep the back window open to kind of let the air draw through the garage nicely. Unfortunately, at that, a lot of leaves blow into my garage. So I got that swept out of the way. Got some stuff put up. Like I said, got rid of a bunch of stuff. So that's my biggest thing is I am definitely a hoarder when it comes to like scrap woods or, different little hinges or bolts or things that I know have a purpose. Somebody might have a use for, but I never find those people and I never find the use myself. So my new rule is if I don't use it within the year, it's trashed, and if it's something, if I, try and pass it on, I've actually done it before. I've made totes full of stuff with like tools and things I know I'm never going to use, and I'll pass them on to the next person, tell them to take what they want out of it, throw the stuff they don't want out of their own shop back in the tote, send it back to me or send it on to the next person. I don't care. So my hope is it'll eventually come back around to me with a bunch of new stuff in it. That stuff nobody else can use. Maybe there's something I could use. That's the hope, but who knows? As long as I get rid of that crap out of my garage, and it eats me up inside growing up just shit poor with nothing to see myself throw away stuff that I know has value of any kind. That stuff that I would have given anything to have my hands on when I was 12 years old trying to build a shitty project by myself. So I would have given anything to have some old hinges to make, a little cabinet door or something out of. And here I am throwing away 20 hinges because they're just, I don't know, I have no use for them. They've been sitting around forever and I've never used them. So just little stuff like that, you just kind of just like scrap wood that's like beautiful oak, quarter sawn oak and stuff, but I'm never going to do anything with it. I kept telling myself I'll build like a log cabin or I'll build some project, some crap, but I don't build a project with it. I've used it for some stakes and some of that kind of junk, but I'm getting tired of looking at them. So because it's all in my way, I can't keep the stuff and get to the stuff I need to work on. So it's got to go. I got to get rid of a bunch of that crap in my life that's just holding me down with that kind of thing. So that was my biggest thing today. Is I spent a lot of time outside. Bruce was out there with me off leash again all day today. Some people walked by with a little Labrador puppy thing. Of course, he ran out on the road to greet him. They didn't have their dog on a leash. They were playing and roughhousing and beating each other up and stuff. So I had to kind of grab him. He listened to me, kind of came to me, but he wanted to go back and play with that puppy because the puppy was following him. So I got a hold of the collar, brought him back in the yard, and the puppy kept following us. We had to stop and let the people get a hold of their dog, and I think so. It's kind of funny there. The other thing was we had some rabbits out in the neighbor's yard. He's just staring at them intently, wanting to get those rabbits. And then there's a dead squirrel, I think my neighbor said, over in the yard over there, and a couple of buzzards came down, were eating it, and he was just fixated on those buzzards like crazy. So I had to holler at him, tell him to ignore him. So he gave in to me, and he turned back towards me, and then laid down, and then bent his head around almost like he was trying to like lick his own butt, and just stared at him the whole time. So apparently he thought if he was laying down and body was facing me, I'd leave him alone, which I did. I just let him stare at the buzzards. He was just infatuated with them. He's about, I don't know, probably 20, maybe 30 yards away from to the other side. They're just past the other side of my property, so probably 30 yards or so away. And he just lay there in the middle of the yard, just watching them intently as all get out. So that was pretty much his great excitement today. Was playing with a strange puppy, walked down the street, and then on top of that, getting to stare at buzzards that close to him. He was just, part of me wanted to just yell, "Get him!" to see what he would do, but I was afraid he would take off after and they'd fly away and he'd run out, towards the road and get hit or something like that. So I just wanted to see him run when they jumped up and spread their wings and watch him take off like a coward running back towards me, but wasn't willing to risk it, him getting hit by a car or something stupid if something like that happened, or the bird would just, whip his ass, because those birds are pretty powerful jaws on them. So anyway, that's all I got for now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching.